The neighborhood of Uptown in Chicago has a storied history, built by the generations of residents who have called this 2.35 square mile radius home. Over the years, Uptown has morphed and changed, but much of its residents have stayed the same. Many families have dug in their heels and made the neighborhood their forever home. For a long time, it was because they had no choice, but now, for many, it's because of a commitment to the neighborhood that has shown them so much love and safety for so long. Some residents, like Michael Takata, current and former Uptown resident and chief executive officer at the Japanese American Service Committee in Uptown, have left and returned to Uptown after many years, allowing them to witness the slow-moving changes in stark contrast, the before and the after of Uptown in its journey through the decades, from an inexpensive immigrant shelter to the trendy, steadily rising neighborhood it is today.
When I was younger, it was lots of apartment buildings, and it clearly was a poor part of the neighborhood, and it really wasn't a place where you know families would choose to sort of live. I mean, I think people that came there were new to the city, new immigrants, new people coming up from the South, and just looking for affordable apartments. I heard from my mom that when she first got to Chicago, while she was in college, she ended up living on Kenmore, north of Lawrence, and it was a roach-infested but very cheap apartment. In the last 10 or so years, the area has really been very much gentrifying. The Chicago City Transit Authority has put a lot of money into rebuilding the Wilson Avenue Red Line stop, poured a lot of money into it. Up and down Broadway, you'll see lots of new buildings. We have a huge Target, Aldi's here, lots of restaurants. So the neighborhood is really, really changed.
What were once roach-infested apartments now cost thousands of dollars a month. Not because the area has inherently changed, but because the perception of the area by those outside it has been altered. And now those very people who dug in their heels and stuck by Uptown through the hard times are now losing their ability to afford to live in the neighborhood they've called home. Things like this are an American tradition rooted in American colonialism. Andrea Smith labels colonialism as one of the three pillars of white supremacy. She describes it as the idea that minorities must always be disappearing in order to allow non-minority people the rightful claim over their land. But Uptown residents are still holding on. While well on its way to complete gentrification, pockets of the old Uptown still remain. Even though some, like the Uptown Theater, a theater built in 1925 where Michael Takata remembers seeing movies in his youth, are in disrepair.
So I remember after church on Sundays, getting some coins and money and parents' permission to go watch movies, double features at the Uptown or the Riviera Theater.
Immigrant communities still flourish in Uptown, creating their own spaces within the neighborhood, communities within communities. The immigrant communities who were forced to call Uptown their home when the neighborhood was cheap and immigrants weren't treated fairly are now being pushed out by the city that relegated them there in the first place. But businesses and nonprofits like the Japanese American Service Committee, where Michael Takata works, are committed to holding onto the history that their people have made in Uptown.
I think what the organization has done for Uptown is really helping the Japanese American community have a center, a core, a base. I think organizations like ours here at the Service Committee, as well as all the other cultural organizations, I know for me, I'm banking on the acceptance and the enthusiasm for embracing the Asian cultures, the Japanese culture, by the broader community.
While the widespread destruction of lower income neighborhoods itself cannot be stopped without a massive cultural change, we can still work to ensure that important pieces of cultural history not be erased in the process.